Okay, we're live.
Or live?
Yeah.
Shit.
Alright, we're. I'll just give it a minute till we're up, and for all of you to stop being so dumb, and then we can get into the beef of it here. Also, make sure that the stream is picking up the same audio that you think you are, Hero,
Let me check.
because last time it was incredibly hard to hear you in particular.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn up your user volume a bit, here, Brian.
Not only that, but like it was so hard that even if you were at 100 volume, he was drowned out by like background noise. It was pretty bad.
Hold on, let me see how I sound. Okay, it's good.
Just turn up the gain all the way.
It's good, yeah.
Well, you guys are
That's
doing
not turn
that.
up game.
Okay,
That's
we're
not how
starting
audio
now.
works.
We're starting.
Who are you to tell me when to start? I'm the host.
Alright, bro, you can start
Come on.
whenever.
Alright. Welcome back to another edition of the MLB After Hours broadcast, postseason edition. It is your host for the second time, Falco, and we have quite a bit to talk about. Well, yes and no. We only have 2 series to go through, but they both went to 7 games, which is why this is a special Monday edition of the pod, going to be uploaded probably early Tuesday. Very late pod, because the game last night between the 7th game between Braves and Dodgers went until midnight. So we are here to talk about those. We're not going to talk about that one first, though. We're going to talk about the ALCS, which I think personally was the less interesting of the two. This was versus the Astros and Rays. Astros, infamous below 500 team, versus Rays, the #1 seed in the AL. So it was basically 1 versus 8. If seeding was correct, then that would be what it actually was, instead of Toronto being the 8th seed. So this could have happened in Wild Card if everything was seeded correctly, and maybe it wouldn't have been scary in that situation, but this time it kind of got scary for Tampa. Almost got away from them. They were up 3 games to none. Then it got even 3-3, and finally they just shut the door game 7. Thank God. It took them a very long while, but eventually their pitching was able to save the day. Specifically, Glasnow and Nick Anderson making some big stinky poo-poo to get them into the mess that they were in games 4 and 5. Close games, but just rough ones in general. Also, their offense kind of going sour, while the Astros overall were better offensively than the Rays most of the time. So I want to talk about the Astros season because it was a bit crazy. Of course, we know the off season for the Astros didn't go so well, and I think all of us are aware of that. We know all about that. Thank you, Toucan. So obviously that went poorly. Their GM and their coach were both fired. They got replaced with some puppet in GM position. I don't know who, and also Dusty Baker. Dusty Baker's pretty infamous for his postseason choking, but it seemed to be the opposite this time. And I think Dusty Baker is going to be a legitimate option in the future because of how he managed things. But I think, it was refreshing to see a Dusty Baker season not get swallowed up in absolute craptastrophe that they usually do in the postseason. So I'm gonna go. Excuse me. I'm going to go. I'm gonna make Hero talk because I'm mean. So, what do you feel about the Astros and about their season, Hero?
So, I was like one of 2 people maybe that was rooting for the Astros to win this series in the entire world, because Well, I don't like the Rays. Like I'm gonna just be honest. I don't like the players
Yeah,
on their team.
you only don't like them because you like the Yankees, and
Well,
Connor likes the Rays.
sure, that's part of it, but realistically,
That's a lot of it.
yeah, probably, but I don't know. They just give me a bad vibe, you know. Also, they were the Astros were able to take it to 7 after being down 3-0. So at that point, I was just like, all right, they have to win this now. Otherwise, it's like it feels pointless. Like um, but the Astros had started the season. I was pretty much on the same boat as everybody else. As
Yeah,
I
it was like, screw the Astros.
yeah, I
No one wants
hated
to see
them
this
as
team win.
much as everyone else, but over the season, I mean, I know they finished with below 500 record, but I knew at the same time that they're a better team than the record showed, and
Yeah.
they played like it in the playoffs. So, and after they beat the Twins and the A's, they kind of gained my respect back a little bit, not completely. They still cheated, you know, but so I wanted them to win. As for Dusty Baker, it's kind of the same. You know, he's a bad manager. That was my perception of him at the start. But like he managed really well in the playoffs, so he also gained some of my respect.
Yeah, I totally agree. So we have our resident Dodgers fan here, someone who was probably upset when he found out due to 2017 World Series being a little sullied. Uh, Alex, what was your feel about the Astros this season, and how upset slash not upset were you to
Wow.
see them go far in the playoffs?
I wasn't really upset about how their season turned out. Because honestly, I kind of wanted to have a rematch. First, just it happened, but I knew if we were to play them, I think would have a good chance against Houston. Probably better chance against them than the Rays. Because we were able to beat the Houston in the regular season. We almost swept them. Plus, obviously we were able to hit their pitching and we were able to stop their power hitters like Correa. Well, not Correa, like Springer, Bregman, Altuve, etc.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't have been mad if they won the pennant.
Yes, sir.
We have seventh member joining, Big D. Welcome.
What's
Uh,
up, boys and
so
ladies?
I didn't introduce everyone else. I guess that was a little dumb. So I'm Falco. That was just Big D talking. We have Hero. It's Hero. John.
Yeah,
That's John. Alex.
Hello.
That's Alex. That's John. Taco.
It's a sad day.
I'm sorry, Mr. Braves fan. We'll get to you in a moment. And resident secondary Indians fan, Toucan.
Secondary? Excuse me?
I've been on more pods than you, kid. I'm sorry. Anywho, I'm not gonna try and
I've been
start
watching
fires.
since Eric Wedge was the manager, kid. Shut up.
I bet you have, Grandpa. Now it's time to get you to bed. All right. So we have
Sheesh.
more to talk about. So I think the Astros, yeah. I think I don't know. I'm gonna bring this open forum. Whoever wants to talk can talk. Who do you think? Do you think that the specifically the record of the Astros and them not winning the AL West had more to do with them being more favored than you'd think? Because I even talked to a Hero. He's mostly out of it. He's an NL guy, but Dodgers fan has a lot to think about with that. But he said, "Oh, it's not that big of a deal that he's in the playoffs, or that the Astros are in the playoffs." So, how do you think their record went towards that? And if anyone wants to comment on that.
Literally, no one wants to comment on the Astros.
actually,
Agreed.
That's fair.
Fuck the Astros.
I mean, considering
don't-
okay, so I guess considering the whole scandal and because me being a Dodger fan, it's like, well, they shouldn't even be in the playoffs anyways. and to see them make it to the ALCS in Game 7 against the fucking low budget Rays team, it's kind of crazy because considering the record, and I think they were the underdogs all year, so they're going to play the hardest, especially when it comes postseason. I think they made it further than we all thought. We all thought they weren't even going to get past who they play. They played the Twins.
Yeah, the
They
Twins in the
swept
first round.
The
swept
Tins.
The Tins, for
beat
sure.
the A's and when they beat the A's in 4, right? They beat the A's in 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
I don't remember.
And they took the best team in the AL to Game 7. It just goes to show that these guys didn't need to cheat. These guys never needed to cheat. These guys can hit, and their pitching staff was so not bad, but just were not to the level of
Yeah, it was hobbled.
better.
There were a lot of
teams.
injuries. I think I was talking about this with Kryn specifically. He was trying to assert that Dusty Baker was injuring pitchers in 2020, which he wasn't. That was a complete fabrication. But, either way, there were many pitching injuries throughout the entire, landscape of the MLB. The Rays specifically not having a ton of that.
Well, yeah,
but,
I think what the Astros did have over the Rays is their offense.
Yeah.
The Rays' offense they're hitting 200 in the postseason, so both
yeah,
left and
it's like
right, so-
183 or something like that.
yeah, and it's deplorable, but like the Astros didn't ever need to cheat. It's
Except
nice
for
that they're not
Altuve.
gonna- It's nice that they're not gonna go to the World Series. I guess it would have been nice to see a Dodgers Astros World Series. I couldn't care less. I don't think they had any chance against the Dodgers. I rather would have faced the Astros than the Rays, but like nobody
See,
expected this.
the
and
funny thing you say that, Taco, but if they had won Game 7,
Well,
Altuve was...
I'm Big D.
I'm sorry.
No.
You sound completely similar to Taco.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let me sound like Big D. I just gotta sound.
No,
like
Taco.
Big D.
I thought Taco. You said.
I
except
did
Altuve.
interject and
He
said
said,
that
yeah.
Altuve
So, Taco, I
needed
was-
the buzzer.
Okay, yeah. Then
You-
I'll
you s-
I'll
you
change
say
my
that.
voice. It's on my tone.
No.
No,
was
dude, it
fine.
was
I got-
wife. His wife
got-
told him.
Shut up, John. So I got it right. So you were trying to confuse me. Taco, you say that, but Altuve, if this game had gone to the Astros and they were going to the World Series, undoubtedly Altuve would have been ALCS MVP because he hit 1447
Jesus.
with 3 homers, 5 RBIs.
And
So-
yeah, and he sucked in the NLD or the ALDS and the wild card round too, didn't he?
I think Altuve's main issue is probably mental.
Yeah, it
Do you guys think they were cheating still? Like for them to pop
No,
off like that?
I doubt it.
come on.
I highly doubt
let's
that.
let's
Hold on,
not let's not get into
that's
this.
just
Is a
the thing. Hold
dumb
on.
question.
Hold on, no, that's not a dumb question because
No, it's a dumb question.
we've
Go ahead.
no, hold on. We because we've said, talked about the buzzers theory and shit. And for them to pop off out of nowhere, that's kind of sus because they were not hitting at all. I mean, if you look at their batting stats of the regular season, going against shitting teams too, they weren't winning a whole lot. They just came off from a sweep. They just came back from a sweep of the fucking Texas. Fuck, I always forget their fucking name because they suck so bad.
Mariners.
Rangers, the fucking Rangers. They just came back from a sweep of the fucking Rangers.
Texas Mariners.
So it's a little.
Texas Mariners.
I'm not saying they are. I'm just saying it's a little sus. Don't you think?
I don't
and
know.
so-
A lot of the players that were performing well in the postseason were performing worse, even if they had affiliations to 2017 or not. Specifically, Michael Brantley and Aledmus Diaz, both of them in the top 2.
But remember
Both
the
of
cheating.
them not in
I'm sorry.
2017.
But remember the cheating was a choice. So the players would pick the cheating who wanted to cheat.
Right, but I mean,
Like
But
some people turned it down.
neither of those players were in 2017.
Correa popped off.
I mean, they weren't. If you say like they
Correa
just
had
got,
an 829,
they
and
just-
he had a
they
709
just got
throughout the
swept
year.
by the Rangers, you said, but like they weren't even hitting against the Twins. If you think about
These
it.
guys obviously have talent. We saw that in 2015. And in 2015, I think we can all say they had their hands clean of it, right? But, you could see Brantley with the Cleveland Indians doing super good stuff. And, when he came to the Astros, still doing just as well. Altuve, was it Altuve or Correa? I think it was Correa who won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Altuve also also did insanely well. You know, earlier in his career, George Springer also did really well this year with a 900 OPS. I think that's a completely silly question because they did so well before. They've done so well after the accusation. 2017 is the only year where we have any evidence at all, even if we're not taking into account the quote-unquote commissioner's report of them cheating. So, yeah, I think that's something that we shouldn't entertain. They work themselves to this Game 7, and I think they fell short because they weren't exactly there yet. Their pitching wasn't there yet. Their pitching was there, then it wasn't because injuries.
I mean, they held the Rays to only 4 runs and came back with 2 more runs. I mean, they could have done it. They could have beat
No,
the Rays.
Yeah, but I
Altuve-
think if you don't have McCullers, I think if you have JV in place of McCullers, that's scary for
That's
the
a win.
Rays.
For the
The-
That could be if JV just has one good game.
Jesus, McCullers
Mind
is
you,
so
he's-
fucking garbage. I really wanted the Astros to win it. Fuck.
The JV isn't like as good as he usually is in the regular season. In the post, he's like a little Kershaw-esque, but I think that JV would have been a much better like path to victory than say McCullers, who blew both of his games.
Yeah.
He got destroyed.
Wasn't Randy the one who hit the 2-run home run?
Randy hit every home run. He was like the entire.
Randy hit
guy,
like a
right?
million. Randy hit 4 home runs. the
Isn't
most
he
of-
hitting hitting 389 or something like that?
Yeah, he's,
Right now?
He hit 321 with a 1.152.
That guy's a
fun
a
fact
fucking
about,
machine.
about Randy. He has 24 career hits in the regular season. He has like 21 hits already in this postseason alone. So,
He's fantastic. I really do like the guy.
yeah,
He's
the
pretty damn
Cardinals
good.
are out here developing great players.
Yeah. Anyway, we talked a lot about the Astros. I think we talked a bit about the Rays. So the Rays kind of got shocked this series, and I said before, if the Astros had JV, this may have been a flipped result. And that's kind of sus for the number 1 seed in the AL. So I don't know. What do we think about that? Because they had all their good pitchers, right? They had Glasnow, Snell, Morton, and Morton showed up in a big way. Snell had a good game, had a bad game. Glasnow had a bad game. But what do we think about that? How does this play into going into the World Series, losing 3 games and then struggling to win one to get them out of the hole? All right.
It's kind of
I don't
reverse,
see it.
right? What did you look at
It
that?
does feel
I mean,
nice.
I mean, it's kind of reverse. I mean, you look at the Braves and the Dodgers. I mean, the Dodgers were fucking down 2-0, 3-1, and then came back with the reverse sweep. So
I think with the Dodgers specifically, they were able to win 3 games in a row, and that's going to give them momentum going into the World Series. The Rays kind of just like snapped a streak. There's no momentum there. They just like pivoted and finally were able to start walking in the right direction,
You know what?
much less running.
big
I
thing
think
with the
I think they
Rays
got
is-
very complacent. I think they got very complacent when they
I
had a
think
3-0 lead.
they kind of just didn't care to win it.
Mariners legend Mike Zunino.
Yeah, Zanito.
I mean,
Yeah.
what does that have to do
He's
with
good.
anything? Okay. I think the Rays' main thing is the offense, because the pitching, I mean, some of the guys had some bad games, but like the most runs they gave up was 7 in game 6, right? And then
Yeah.
other than that was 4, like throughout the rest of the series. Their pitching has still been good. Their
Yeah,
offense,
they've always been about run prevention, but
Yeah.
it's just
their offense, like honestly, they haven't looked like a World Series winning offense since they played the Blue Jays, which probably has the worst pitching on the AL side of the bracket, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
it's been pretty rough.
I don't think personally I don't think that the Rays offense can really sustain like a World Series matchup. It just doesn't, like, their offense just does not. They rely, especially if you're gonna be playing in the Globe Life, and you're gonna rely.
Yeah.
The offense is heavily reliant on the long ball. That's not how you win games right now.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say heavily reliant.
I mean,
mean,
how
they-
many
they-
how many of
they
their
did
big
hit
runs
11
came
of
from
those.
home runs?
It did hit 11 of them, to be
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah, I mean, if
But-
without
But you look at would they even be here if it wasn't for that home run in Game 5 against the New York Yankees? You know what I'm saying? That wasn't even a home run in Globe Life. That's
Yeah.
a flyout.
Yeah,
I mean,
you
you
go-
say that, but Globe Life, that series the Braves and Dodgers just had, almost tied the NLCS record for home runs.
but we're talking two best offenses in the game.
But
It's-
but
yeah,
you're
two best, a lot of power.
right.
If
so
it
you're
was
going
if it was the
against a 200
Astros and
team.
Rays, they probably wouldn't broke the record.
Like the Dodgers have the advantage because you're going against 200 team with their pitching staff. Like their pitching staff is fucking great. Like why are we looking at the Rays pitching staff and saying, "Oh, it's fucking amazing," which it is. But in reality, like the Dodgers have a great staff. Like against the 200
I am
offense, like
I am waiting to get to the NL side of things.
sorry,
yes.
sorry,
in
sorry,
a
but
minute.
My
It's
bad,
no
my bad.
problem, but just I want to let our biases leak out
I
one
wanna
by
hear from
one.
John, you got anything to say, John?
Yeah, John, do you have a single word?
I mean,
Go Marlins.
yeah, but I don't know. I was a bit 50-50 between the Rays and the Astros. You know, I think the Astros were bashed too much. I understand they cheated, sure, but you got to give it to Dusty Baker. I think he receives too much trash, but he's not receiving, some sort of praise for at least taking the Astros to a Game 7. I think compared to how he's done in the past, I think his reputation in terms of postseason, it's getting fixed.
Yeah, it's mending.
I'm
Once.
I'm I'm really impressed with how the Astros finished their season. Again, they came from a team that was under 500, which goes to show that hey, you can still make it far being a team that finished under 500. Still says a lot. And I think they silenced a couple the majority, that were bashing them for cheating. However, I do want to give it to the Rays. Um they played really well. So yeah, I understand they kind of blew a lead as well, but hey, it's baseball. It's a very complex sport. Anything could happen. Um, I'm really proud of the Rays. I think they got a shot for this World Series, but we just have to find out.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out. Toucan, anything more to say before we move on? Because I think you're the guy with the least mic time. All right,
Great input.
NLCS, Braves, Dodgers. This one I think.
Hell yeah, baby.
I think this one was a more interesting series.
Definitely.
Specifically because I think Rays Astros, it was kind of like a boring comeback, more like a Rays didn't care and weren't trying comeback, versus the Braves going up 2-0 and 3-1 on the best team, and it feels more important than the Astros coming back 3-0 just because the Rays got complacent. The Dodgers never became complacent. They, tried with all their might, then they lost. Tried with all their might, ended up winning in the end. So I have a couple bold predictions for the Braves that I'll save for maybe some off-season portions of this podcast. But one specifically that I want to talk about with, Wright developing, Ian Anderson developing, Soroka coming back, hopefully being the same pitcher. Maybe, we saw flashes of brilliance.
Bryce
in
Wilson
this,
too.
Yeah,
sorry?
he looked good.
Bryce Wilson threw 6 one-run ball
Yeah,
against
Bryce
the
Wilson
Dodgers too.
looked fantastic in this series. So you have all of those players developing, maybe getting better. Soroka coming back. So suddenly their pitching lineup looks way better than it did even just going into this postseason, right? So you got to think they just took, they were up 3-1 versus the best team in baseball. I'll say that best team in baseball. They were able, to keep them in Game 7. Mostly have competitive games with them. Not too many of them were crappy or blowouts or whatever. Do you think, with all of their players developing, people coming back from injuries, also Duvall hopefully not getting injured again in the postseason, are they going to be favorites? They going to be, in the top contention for the World Series next year in the NL? Because they were already really close. They didn't have Soroka. That's a big accomplishment. Taco, what do you think about that? I think you're trying to tell me no before, but
there's. I think the Braves are still too young to be the favorites for the World Series next year. I really do. Our prospects are still coming up. You saw glimpses of Christian Pache. Our outfield prospects still aren't here. We're waiting on Drew Waters. He may show an appearance next year, but I don't think next year is our year. I'm looking at 2022. But I think we're definitely going to make another playoff run. Probably NLDS, NLCS next year, but I'm not feeling a World Series next year.
That's pretty fair.
And same with
I
our
think,
pitching prospects. We're still not there. I mean, we still have all of our starting pitchers. I mean, our projected lineup next year, Max Fried is going to be 27, Mike Soroka 24, 23, Ian Anderson's going to be 23. You're going to have Kyle Wright, who's 24, and then you have who knows what behind that. We're just too young of a team to actually be able to go into the playoffs and succeed in a 7-game series in 7 days. It's not possible.
Yeah, I feel that because I felt the same way with the Indians. It's like, oh, we're a bit too young, and our hitting's a little old now. It's a little weird dichotomy. So we need to wait a little bit, have people develop, be able to go the distance there. So yeah, no, I agree. That makes sense. Anyone else have anything to say about that before I go into the Dodgers?
I think the Braves got it.
Big D,
I think the Braves-
I cannot hear you over you munching your potato chips. Go ahead
Sorry,
again.
I was eating a sandwich. I think the Braves got it. Just because they did take the Dodgers 3-1, and you add in Soroka, you add in Duvall, and then you add in possibly, you guys probably re-sign Osuna, possibly, and then you
I
possibly
think there's no
re-sign.
question for that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you possibly.
The Braves are top contenders for Ozuna. There's no
Right.
question.
Yeah.
And you can possibly Bauer's up there. I'm pretty sure they're going to shoot for Bauer. They're going to try to get that elite lineup up because I think pitching is what Braves need. Their offense is already already the best in MLB. So you get that, and I think you're the favorite. That between Braves and the Dodgers because we already saw what happened this year in a 7-game stretch, in a 7-day stretch. So I don't think you guys are too young because young teams have won before. So I don't know. I think it'll be the Dodgers Braves again in the NLCS, and I think the Braves will take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think I agree there. A lot depends on who's the one pitcher we sign in the offseason. Is it going to be a Bauer or is it going to be a Robbie Ray? And a lot depends on that.
Yeah, it could be like a splash or a flop. It could
Right.
be.
Yeah,
Rick
and who
Porcello.
knows what? You never know.
I mean-
a Mike Fultonevich could come back and be a Cy Young candidate. He was in 2018. Who the hell knows?
Yeah, who knows at this point?
Yeah, I mean the Braves are already a scary team as they are.
I like the Braves for the future. We're seeing the National League kind of developing some powerhouses with the Braves and the Padres, So
Yeah, it's actually pretty fun to look at it over there. I'm excited to see specifically how the Braves and Padres go.
Yeah, I'm having the Padres in the NL West become a form of competition for us because we don't have
Finally,
any-
there's competition for the Dodgers. Holy
right.
moly.
So it's like shit. I think that's what's also like. I mean, the fact that we swept them in the NLDS, they're a young team as they are, anyways. And they're just for the first year in the playoffs. So we expected them to lose, but they're going to be fucking incredible if they can keep those that they got with the trades, which I don't think so. So I think they're going to be good for like 3 years. But I don't know. Anyways,
That's pretty fair. So, any more on Braves before we get into Dodgers? I presume not.
All
I
I'm
mean,
gonna
I can go
say
for
is
hours.
they broke my heart.
Yeah, everyone wanted them to win.
nope,
No one wanted
I
the
guess
Dodgers to
am I
win.
the only one that
I
wanted?
wanted the Dodgers to
I
win.
wanted the Dodgers to
Am I
win.
the only one that wanted like Astros
okay,
and Dodgers? Like,
LA fans don't count.
I'm not a LA fan. I'm a Cardinals fan.
And,
I ain't an
Hero-
LA fan, so
Sorry, big
checkmate.
market teams don't count.
People hate on big market teams and they always root for teams that don't have rings and stuff like that. But the Dodgers haven't won a ring since like 1988, so that's why I'm rooting for them.
Yeah, it can stay that way as
Nah,
far as
'cause-
I care.
The big market team hate is kind of jaded. It's like that's
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Dodgers,
I agree, and
if
I'll
we're
still
gonna
do
talk
it.
about the Dodgers, I think people hate on the Dodgers a lot because of the big market. Yeah, whatever. But you guys have also, I mean, I don't know if you guys forgot or anything, but they got cheated out of the World Series in 2017. So like that's why
And
I had,
18.
like,
Right.
I don't really care.
18.
18
I
is
guess.
the Red Sox were just
I
better in
guess.
18. I don't really.
And Red
care.
Sox were
18.
fucking, they were
I think
nasty.
18.
Red Sox were
You know,
nasty.
if you think they're cheating or they're not cheating, I still think they whooped the Dodgers. I think
Was
they
the
just
Astros
get
or the
destroyed.
Boston?
Boston beat you.
Oh yeah,
just
Boston was
walloped you.
disgusting. The pitching was disgusting. Oh my god, that team
It was
amazing.
stupid. There was no way to beat that team in 2018.
It was unfair. They only lost one in each series. They never lost
Yeah.
two.
It was pretty crazy.
They were disgusting.
But yeah, I guess so. But again, I can't. I guess it's because of the fans. I guess I'm yeah, just from that aspect.
I mean,
there's
ta-
that
take
stupid
away the
guy that like
fans.
cosplays as Dave Roberts in the MLB chat. And he like constantly posts Dave Roberts gifs. It's like, come on, man. I don't want to see that.
I'm gonna tag him.
Talk like
No,
talk like
it's
a
great.
regular human being. Please.
I think if you take away the fans, you look at the Dodgers as a whole, because I know the fans are shitty too. Like the people, the in-person fans are fucking terrible. But you look at the team as a whole, it's hard not to love them.
I
You
like
know?
the players
The-
of the
the-
Dodgers. I like Bellinger and
the-
Mookie and all them.
You look at Muncy. You look at fuck, I'm
I
losing it.
basically
Seager.
only like Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts
Whoa.
is cool.
Corey Seager.
Yeah, but you look at a lot of the players too were you know homegrown. A lot of the players were picked up from losing their contracts and shit. So or people not resigning them. So you know, the team is great. I think the team is awesome. Has a lot of heart. Has a lot of fun.
Yeah, they're a fun team.
Good guys. They're good guys as a whole. So you really
They
can't
have
knock them
Joe
for
Kelly too, so you gotta support Joe Kelly.
that. King Kelly.
Oh, who was the?
Before we move on though, I just
can't
want to say
Find it.
I predicted Corey Seager for NLCS MVP on the last podcast, and I was right. So
Oh, it was Corey Seager. Okay, I was just about to ask
pat
who the hell it
myself on the
was.
back there. So yeah,
I think they just
Good
like
man.
go down OPS, and then they pick the guy with the highest OPS, and they're like, "Yep, that's."
well he was
That's the
he was
MVP.
by far the MVP anyways. I mean he put up
But
crazy numbers.
Let's be honest, Braves would have won without Mookie Betts. Corey Seager, I think the Dodgers still could have won without him.
Uh,
Braves only lost because of Mookie.
Well, they don't really care about defense. Mookie was all defense in this series.
He stole what 2 home runs and then at least 2 runs off of
He stole
a shoestring
he
catch.
stole 1 home run and 2 runs. So
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
those
he was
tuna hits,
fantastic.
that would have like hit
Mookie
the wall.
was bad offensively, but he was great with the glove, and
As
that's
usual.
that's what they needed.
Braves base running was terrible too. I gotta bring that up. That was
that was pretty bad.
Yeah, they
It was
had like
one play, okay.
2 plays, right?
There
Ozuna
were
tagged
a
up
couple
early, and then
throughout the
and in
season
game 7
where they
had-
just
Yeah.
they lost games because they were stupid. They just did dumb
Mhm.
stuff.
But they're a young team, so I guess that could be.
Yeah, it's fine. They can bounce back from it. They can, you know, not have it be disastrous.
Yeah, but that's what you get from young, thick Austin Riley.
Yep, Austin, young and thick, baby.
Nobody gave a shout out to my boy Julio Rios. The
No.
out the Braves.
We're not
3
on the
innings.
Dodgers
Perfect.
yet, bro. Hold on.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
we're not on
What
the.
are you talking about?
No one. I
I
was
guess
still on the
We're
Braves.
still
Still on the Braves.
But-
I mean, I guess
my
we're on.
bad.
We kind of
Jeez.
are on the Dodgers. But
Sorry. Damn.
Yeah, it's fine.
Julio
it's
Urias,
okay.
he was good. I mean,
Yeah, Julio was
3
was quite
perfect
nice.
innings in Game 7. I feel like if Dave Roberts went to Kenley there, he probably would have blew it. Like that's my opinion. It just had that kind of energy.
Yeah, knowing Kenley, yeah. Yeah, he had a 0.44 win probability added in just that one game.
Rare W for Dave Roberts.
Dave Roberts' common
Comments
success.
and
It still makes me laugh, but like, come on, man, stop posting it, please. And anyway, I want to talk a little bit about the Dodgers in specific. I'm going to talk about Dave Roberts because I think Dave Roberts should have been straight up, no doubt about it, fired
After
last
last
season. Yeah, after last year, after what he did in the NLDS, he should have been fired, and I still believe that, no matter even if he's getting into the World Series this time. um, because I think he had the ability. The Dodgers were way better than the Nationals, way better. I still believe that in 2019, and they just weren't able to do it. They just couldn't close it out in 5 games versus a team that they were much better than. And I think they didn't have much competition this year. Padres were super injured. You know, they got destroyed. Who was the people they played first? The Brewers. Yeah, no one cared
Brewers.
about that.
Most
Because the
forgettable
Brewers
team
just
in
got
the
the Brewers got lit up, and they sucked. They were just bad. So they got lit up, and then the Braves were their first real opponent. They're technically better than them. They're the favorites to win it, and they still take it to 7 games. Now, do come back down 3-1, but Mookie doesn't make one catch, and suddenly you're out of the playoffs again. So it's a little rough, and I think specifically if they didn't have Mookie, I think if they didn't have Corey Seager, they also lost. I think if they, I want to know. I actually don't know how well Bellinger did. Bellinger did above
He
average.
did have the, the
if
No,
game winner. so-
Bellinger was ass until Game 7.
but
I just
he,
see an 875 OPS with 2 home runs. That's all I see.
he did come up
Um,
clutch though.
So he was pretty all right, and had some also good defense. But I think specifically if they don't sign Mookie Betts, I think Dave Roberts is in the same situation, and I think Dave Roberts gets fired.
This year,
um,
like even if he wins.
No. I think if they didn't sign Mookie Betts,
Oh, okay.
they don't win this series. And I think they fire Dave Roberts and get someone who isn't a clown in. I still don't like Dave Roberts. I think he's getting carried by the talent on his team.
I think
If
I
any
think,
any Dodgers fans or anyone wants to comment on that, go
I
ahead.
think it's kind of the opposite because I feel like Dave Roberts he kind of gets a lot of hate because of his team. Like he always gets a pretty stacked roster, right? And then he's on the biggest market in the league and always making the playoffs. But I think he gets a lot of like hate for his players underperforming on the key situations. Like Clayton Kershaw shouldn't be as bad as he is, but he still is. Now whether you should trust an all-time Hall of Fame pitcher in a key spot, I don't know. That's up to you to decide. I think.
No.
All right, man.
No.
I'm just-
Specifically in 2019, he had no reason to bring them out there.
I kind of agree and disagree with you on. I don't think Dave Roberts is a bad manager. I just think that there's for instance, I think he managed the shit out of this. I don't think he.
I think he
There
did
was a
it
time-
quite a bit better, but I think specifically misusing Trinan and Gratterall in
Yes.
the first couple games
Yes.
really
Training,
did him.
training got fucked. Sorry,
got
I don't know if I
destroyed.
can say bad words. I've been saying bad words.
That's
He
right.
got he got destroyed. Several times. And every time I saw training out there, I'm like, dude, why are you putting him out there?
I guess it
when you
is
know
a
they're
bit
gonna
of
hit two.
I guess
two
it was like
doubles off of
a bit of a redemption thing, right? Because Trinan did play better down the stretch. He had a scoreless Game 7 in order to transfer into Urias.
Yeah, but
And-
without Mookie Betts in right field, that was a home run.
Yeah, it was.
Still,
But yeah, I mean,
you know,
the defense has to pick up your back sometimes. But I think Trinan was, eventually down the stretch getting better. And I think, I don't know what it was with Gratterall. Gratterall was a lot better in, the first, the games in the regular season. And he just, like, blew up.
Maybe it's the
8.10
fans.
ERA.
We haven't talked about the fans in the stands yet.
Ugh. I don't even want to
His-
talk about it, because
he had a 10 ERA in the NLCS.
He had an 8.10 ERA.
Jesus Christ.
It was really high. It was 3.1 innings pitched with 3 earned runs. 4
Well-
strikeouts. But I think, did he have like a bad game? Did he have like a specifically bad split in one bad game?
I don't remember.
I feel like
I need
feel
to
like it
find out
was
here.
That
Game-
series was a blur to me, man.
Game 4, I think he. I don't know. If
So
he even
game
pitched.
he played in game 1, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, he had just one bad game, but that specifically was like a game that I thought the Dodgers needed to win. Game 4, they didn't go down 3-1, and then fucking Gratterall makes it so it just completely blows up. they just get destroyed that game. And specifically, Kershaw had already like pooped on the game.
No,
Because
he
he
only
already-
gave up 3 runs. He only gave up 3
Yeah.
runs.
Kershaw was
He
doing
gave
good
up 3
until-
runs, but he got the loss. He already would have been responsible. And then Gratterall comes in and just destroys any hope of coming back, and it just completely destroys the morale for the game. And at that point, I was like, the Braves are done. Not the Braves. Shut up, Matt. The Dodgers are done. They are just not coming back, and somehow they did. I think that's a testament to their coaching and their management. Finally, turning ahead and being able to put a sense of urgency into them.
Yeah, I think Gratterall is a better, and I think we all can agree on this. He's a better closer. He's better at starting innings rather than coming into them at a stressful time.
Yeah,
Because
he definitely is not. I think that's been a theme with a lot of young guys, bullpen guys, in the post. Brewstar, and specifically, I'm thinking of James Karinchak because James Karinchak, grand slam, for the Cleveland Indians. But he had a bad time in the postseason because I don't think he was ready to be in high leverage situations. He almost never was in the regular season. Brewstar, the same as well. He almost never got put into a high leverage, on bases, low out situation. He was put in one there for whatever reason. So I think that Dave Roberts still mismanages the bullpen. Still makes mistakes that I can't really fathom, but he got by it. He got around it. He was able to make sure that he
Shout out
didn't
to,
absolutely destroy his chances.
To a Marlins legend, Kike Hernandez,
Yeah,
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Kike doing some stuff, hitting a 1.1 XX OPS.
Throwback to when he was Enrique.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's still technically his name.
Yeah, it is. But now he's
Shout-
just referred to
Yeah,
Kike.
yeah. Shout outs to Kike. He's a dude.
Fun
what a
guy.
man!
Yeah,
What a man!
Absolute.
I want him to be my
Master.
dad.
Anyway, anyone else have anything to say about the NLCS before we get into the World Series?
Just y'all thought we were 3-1. We came back, baby. What's up? What's good? What's good, Ray?
I was saying Dodgers in 7.
Is really?
Right.
Thank Mookie Betts for that.
I mean, is anyone really surprised? I mean, when you can
Atlanta.
the yes, but it's getting to the point where how can a team who's Atlanta has a payroll 56% of the Dodgers this year. How can you keep up when you're at like 60%? That's not possible. That's like a Mookie Betts that the Braves could add into their lineup, and for some reason teams are allowed to do that, and I don't get it. It's obviously not the Dodgers' fault. It's the owners on the Braves and
Yeah.
the Tampa Bay Rays and the Marlins.
I cannot wait for off season where we don't have to talk specifically about postseason because I want to get into that stuff.
The Braves-
Specifically, salary floor and salary ceiling.
Atlanta's
Yeah,
not a
there's-
small
Something
market.
need to happen there.
There's
They never will.
literally
This off season
Yeah.
will be juicy.
there's literally a Mike Trout difference between the Braves and actually
Well,
multiple Mike Trouts
Braves-
in between the Braves and the
Braves
Dodgers.
don't play in a small market, though. I mean, the way they spend, that's up to their owner, their GM.
The Braves are
No.
above average in
They
payroll.
did
aren't
hold
they?
the
They
international
are
11th
as well.
above average, yeah, but
11th
there's
in-
there's such a big difference between the top 5 and the rest of the league. It's stupid.
Who's third? Who's the third highest payroll? One?
Cubs.
Is it the Phillies?
Is it this the Cubs,
Cubs.
or the Phillies?
The Cubs.
I thought it was
Jeez,
the
suck.
Dodgers, Wait, no, is it Yankees, Dodgers, and then Cubs?
Yeah, something like that.
Let's
Or
look
is
it
it
up.
Dodgers, Yankees, Cubs? I don't know.
What list was I reading? Okay, so
Yankees,
here's
Yankees,
here's the
Dodgers,
top
Cubs.
7. It's Yankees, Dodgers, Red Sox. Still
Oh, Red Sox.
somehow
Because they're still
they,
paying.
they had a
yeah.
lot. They had a lot of payroll. To
Yeah,
get rid of.
aren't they still paying David
that.
Price?
Yeah.
They are still paying half of David Price. So
Who else
That's
is on there?
ridiculous.
Sheesh.
The Angels, probably.
no, Astros, Phillies, Mets,
Wow.
Cubs. And out of all of those, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 who didn't win a single game in the postseason. So
Shout out to the
you know,
Braves. And,
I think you can like. It has to do with money. I think specifically there is a problem with money, and it needs to be changed. It never will be because the owners are cheap, but I think it does need to be changed, in some respect to some degree, and I think there also isn't because you can still field competitive teams. Bottom three in payroll, Tampa Bay Rays in the World Series. What? Marlins as well, getting to the postseason. Et cetera, et cetera. Athletics, Indians, whatever. All of them being, really competent, well-run teams, and I think that also has a lot to do with it. Not saying that the Braves aren't. I'm just saying that it's possible. You can get yourself out.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's clearly an advantage when you can
Oh,
hire
100%.
when you can go out there and just sign Mookie Betts. Well, I know the Dodgers didn't sign Mookie Betts, but I'm just using that $40 million as an example. When you can go out there and just sign the biggest name on the free agent board every single year.
This 40 million is only between the 2020
Yeah, and that's
roster.
40%
Yeah, this is prorated.
prorated, so
So-
it's even bigger difference than what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's a quite a bit of a bigger difference. I can't find the actual payroll
Just look at
that it would be.
2019.
guys, go to the World Series.
2019 is a little rough because Dodgers. It's not the same.
World Series time. Okay.
World Series, bro,
Predictions?
it's only been it's been less than an hour.
Yeah,
Why are you in
but
such a
come on,
rush?
man. We're talking about the Dodgers too much. They
Bro, didn't you say you wanted the Dodgers to win?
Yeah, I did. I'm just saying.
Come on, bro.
An
Talk about
hour of
the
Dodgers. I mean,
Bro.
Actually, I don't think we talked about the Dodgers.
Yeah, actually, let's talk about the Dodgers a little bit more.
in the World
So-
Series,
Oh
yeah,
my-
the Dodgers are playing in the World Series, guys. Come on.
Yeah, Rays are also playing. Let's talk about the Tampa Bay Rays.
We already did.
Yeah, let's get to the World Series. I get a hero has a point. So we have
They
the
are
World
a team
Series.
that intrigues me. That's all.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this World Series. We got the two best records in each leagues, and it's like last time that
Yeah,
happened was
first seed versus first seed. How
2013.
far has it been since that's happened?
2013 Red
2012?
Sox Cardinals.
Oh, 13.
Yeah, so it's
Is it
been
Red
7 years.
Sox Cardinals or something like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, Red Sox
Yeah,
Cardinals.
Red Sox Cardinals.
Red Sox
Red
Cardinals.
Sox still.
That-
That was a
Red
good
Sox.
series. I remember
Oh yeah,
that.
That was a bad
Remember the
one.
remember the Alan Craig play? Oh man.
That was a bad one.
Dude,
I
when
don't-
the Red Sox are in the World Series, they are fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank God they aren't this year. All right.
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
I hate Boston. Out of all teams, it goes Boston, then Yankees, then Dodgers.
And Cubs.
Those
Yeah,
are my three.
why?
these two.
Why, man? You need to get
I
your
hate the
fucking
Yankees, then Twins, then Astros,
All right,
Yankees,
moving on.
Twins, then Astros. I love that about you.
I hate-
I got Phillies, Mets,
and Phillies.
Reds.
Well, I mean, I don't really hate the Phillies. It's just their fans.
Phillies just
Everyone
are
hates
great.
Philadelphia.
Especially after what
Yeah,
happened.
that's-
Okay, this is unrelated to baseball, but the whole Dak Prescott thing.
Oh my! They were Philly fans, like unironically wishing harm on Dak Prescott
Yeah.
after his injury. That's
yeah,
that's
that's,
unbelievable.
yeah, no.
I hate
That-
the
Yeah.
Astros, the
They-
Braves, and Chase Utley.
Chase Utley.
What?
What are you
Dude,
talking
Chase
about?
Utley's a bro.
Why do you hate
Chase
Chase
Utley's a
Utley?
bro.
Chase Utley, he broke a man's leg at second base,
Bro,
man.
he's
That is
old
true.
school, man. He's old school baseball.
Shut the hell your mouth.
school.
Chase Utley is
Yeah,
a
let
good
me
player.
Let me just break your leg like it's old school, homie.
I
Let's
mean,
try it.
And why are you hating on the Braves?
Fortunately, the rules
You're
have
gonna
been
break
changed
your
for-
leg,
I don't,
then
I don't
kiss
like
me.
the Braves. I don't like the Braves. I don't know. To me, I've actually, I'll be honest with you. I never liked Acuna. I think he's a crybaby.
Yeah, man, what
I
the
think
hell?
It's that one
He
time.
gets hit and he
Hold
starts crying.
Hold up. The one time, the reason why I didn't like him was because there was one time he went to rob a home. He robbed a home run. It came out of his glove, and he starts celebrating. And then he the ball's on his fucking side, and he takes like 5 seconds to pick it up and throw it, and then he just starts like pouting and shit. I'm like, and he threw like the biggest fit, and to me, I don't fuck with that because here's the thing: you're in a game where you have to win it, and that attitude, bro. I remember Snicker took him out or that.
Yeah,
He took
and
him
luckily
out,
he will
and-
never play center field
He
again.
doesn't apologize to absolutely anyone. Is he apologizing now?
Which is I mean, the dude was hot dog shit.
Bryce
in
Harper will
NLCS.
never win a World
So-
Series.
Bryce
Mind
Harper
you,
will never.
they're getting a new
He brought a
GM,
title
the
back to
Phillies.
DC.
Ronald Acuna
the Phillies
Jr.
can get a good-
is 22 years old, so immaturity may come with that age.
So are we allowed to?
Puig,
Are
when
we
did his
allowed
maturity
to, like,
come?
Manny Machado?
I-
Puig had his maturity come when he was in Cleveland. I don't
Oh.
know. what to tell you.
Okay, that's a first.
Machado,
Exactly.
But you have.
Yeah,
But you
we
have other
remember what
players.
happened during the.
I remember he got like
Bro.
3 DUIs in Miami.
There's a bunch of young players in the league, and I don't see bitch like that, man.
Juan
Yeah,
Soto
like,
is
he
a
plays-
sample.
He plays ego over, like actual shoot, I'm
I like his
forgetting words.
energy,
Like
but it's like
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
it's more about himself than the team. Like it's something like
Yeah.
right,
yeah,
that's what I
yeah, I
mean.
agree
That's
with
what I
you.
mean.
He is scary on first base. I'll say that. I don't like him on first base. When he's on first, that's a double. That dude's fast. That dude's too quick.
He likes to steal bases. That's correct.
Oh yeah,
great
he's
talent
he's-
too.
yeah.
but-
Braves are gonna have a lot of stolen bases in these next years.
Yeah,
Alright, World
have
Series
some
time.
fast
Ton of
guys.
young
Let's get
people.
some predictions.
Camargo,
use their legs.
Pache,
Predictions and
Cunha,
everyone.
Albies.
Pache.
World Series predictions, guys.
Yeah.
Me?
Let's talk a little bit about the World Series.
Let's go down the line with
No,
predictions
Hero,
first.
why are you trying to? Shh.
I'm not trying to rush this.
You're
I'm
trying
just,
to force it.
It's because I'm not forcing
I
it.
might
Force
have
Game
to
7,
leave
baby.
soon.
Okay,
Yeah, I have to leave soon too. So I have like 5.
let's go down the list, right? Big D, what's your prediction?
My prediction. Y'all are probably gonna hate me. Dodgers in 6.
6.
And that's not because I'm a Dodger fan. I just look at the stats.
Alright,
Yeah.
Falco, you take it away. Okay, cool.
I'm not doing predictions yet.
Alright,
We
alright.
need to talk about the series.
Alright, go ahead. That's
Oh, what the hell?
We haven't talked about the
Dodgers
series at all, Hero.
I mean, I don't see a problem with doing predictions first, you know.
Yeah, let's do predictions first.
And I'm just go ahead.
Then we could talk about.
Fine.
No,
I would like to read up on these teams a little bit before I say
alright,
anything.
go ahead. Let's just do your
If you-
way. You're the host. You're the host.
Dodgers in 3. I'll make my real prediction after we actually talk about it.
Okay, go
Oh, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go in 5 minutes.
go ahead, Falco. You could talk.
Okay. Braves. Dodgers. Globe Life Arena?
Field.
I think
Yes.
that's the
Globe
name.
Life Field. Yeah, Globe Life Field.
What's the difference? It was Globe Life
Globe Life
Park.
Park.
Yeah.
And it was
It was
Globe
Globe
Life
was-
Field.
Park, now it's
It
Globe Life-
actually changed.
Yeah, we would have
names.
gone to a game this season if COVID didn't happen.
It used
Yes,
to be
we
Globe
would
Life
have.
Park at Arlington, and then it went to Globe Life Park, and then here we are, Globe Life
Globe
Field.
Life
It's a new
Field.
stadium. It's not the same stadium.
Real.
John.
Yeah, it is definitely a different stadium. But just
Yeah.
I didn't know what it was, dude. Honestly, it's just
I don't
Stupid
like
name.
it. I don't like that
Um,
field. It's too big and it's too
it-
small at the same
it's
time. I don't
it's a
really
crappy
like it.
field, but it
The
is the
dimensions
first.
are whack, bro. I do gotta give it to the camera. Like, I love the angle, like from where the picture is at.
It is quite. Honestly, I kind of liked looking at it because it was like new, fun arena, haha. But that is what it is. I
Okay.
was gonna talk crap! You guys made me. Where's my tripod?
Oh shit.
Fire. Turn it on. Turn it on.
Copyright, dude. What the hell, man?
No,
Have some
we're
common
gonna get,
courtesy.
We're gonna get copyright struck.
Was that Juice WRLD?
That was Juice
Juice
WRLD,
WRLD?
right? Yeah. That's fire.
Yeah, get
Turn it
do not speak his name. He will now know to target this for copyright.
on. He's dead, man. What are you talking?
He's dead.
Really? Damn.
I mean, his estate. His estate could still target us, you dumbass.
All right.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Juice WRLD.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, but don't be.
Rest in peace, Hugo.
It wasn't his fault.
Can we move on?
Yeah, can we take?
Can we talk about the World
talk
Series?
about
Can we
this-
please talk about the World Series? I gotta go in like
Yeah,
5
can we
minutes.
talk about dude? You're gonna have to go. We're going to keep talking. I
fine.
apologize.
Let him
That's
talk.
Go ahead.
I
That
just
is
wanna
the
hear
Go ahead.
everybody's predictions. I want to hear everybody's predictions, to be
All
honest.
right, let's go.
Oh my god, go ahead. Fucking hell.
Alright, I got
So-
Dodgers in 4.
Dodgers in
Dodgers in
4.
four.
Okay, Taco, go ahead.
I got Dodgers in 5.
Wow.
Whoa,
Okay,
that's bold.
Alex, what you
Alex.
I got Dodgers in 6.
got? Wow, we're going up in numbers.
Jesus.
Dodgers.
John?
I like both teams. I'm not really going for any, but I do got to give it to my boys from West Florida, Rays
Oh
in
my God,
6.
bro.
When you win, when the Rays
With
win,
what
you win with
offense?
Papa John's.
Terrible
Rays
take.
6.
You're off. You're off. The
When the
podcast.
Rays win, you win from Papa
All right.
John.
I'll go.
Hero. What are your bold predictions?
It's not really bold. I mean, I'm gonna say Dodgers in 7 because
Okay.
both teams
That's
have
not
really
bold at all.
they have good depth, both teams, but the Dodgers have better pitching and offense too. So
With better pitching?
Simple
Yeah,
take,
I'll give him the
but I
pitching
know
too.
Dodgers pitching can do it.
Yeah. If I have to make a prediction, this is a prediction I don't want to be right, but it probably will be. It'll be Dodgers in 7. I don't want it to be. Again, I don't. But it
Deep
probably
down
will be.
inside, you do.
No.
Pretty sure the media is
No.
pushing for a Dodgers win. Not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
because Kobe, the most
Right.
boring, like the most
Oh.
boring angle of all time. Like, come on now.
All right.
Man didn't
Also,
even play baseball.
Are you
Alright.
are you are you hitting on Kobe, sir?
I'm hating on people like
I'll-
caring about baseball because of Kobe. Because
Well,
that's dumb.
yeah.
hey, man, whatever gets the ratings.
He
up,
wasn't
bro.
a baseball player. Come on.
He was a
Doesn't matter.
He,
It
he
doesn't
was
matter.
a
He
he
was
was
an
a-
He's an
guy.
icon,
He's a
The
though.
big
Lakers
impact
already
on-
got their ring. Just let them have
He was a
that.
big impact on the city.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Yeah, this
I-
guy. this
listen.
guy.
I don't
Listen.
care. So
If you look at two teams across, one that hasn't won in over like 30 years, I don't think the Soviet Union has collapsed yet, and the other one that hasn't won at all. It's a fair game. I don't really
I-
care who wins. It's
yeah,
gonna be a
there's-
good
I just-
series.
yeah,
Can I make
I just
another
think the
prediction?
Dodgers
ring
want it.
in a while.
I think the Dodgers want it more because they want to win it for Kershaw. They want to win it for JT. They want to win it for
John, look at what I sent you on Snap.
Let me see.
Come on, not during the pod.
Yeah,
Okay.
come on, bro.
One more prediction here. I could see it going less than 7 because the Rays' offense just isn't that good, and without
Yeah,
Randy, without Randy Rosarena, the Rays wouldn't even be here. And I think he's gonna go ice cold. He's not gonna see any fastballs at all, and the Rays are just gonna lose.
Yeah, their Dodgers are pretty good at shutting down like key offense parts, like for the NLCS, like Acuna. Like if he gets on base, then like that's trouble for the Dodgers pitching because of whoever's up next.
Toucan, look what I sent you in Snap.
John, shut up.
All right, now
With the snap. Talk about baseball, bro. Let's go.
Oh, it is baseball. Like
I don't care about whatever stupid shit you're saying.
stick, ball,
If
run.
it's not
glove.
the pod, it isn't important.
Nice Sixto Sanchez jersey, dude.
Yeah.
can we not?
No more of this.
Marlins are not relevant until
Marlins aren't relevant
February.
for like another 5 years, if any at all, right?
This is the.
This
podcast.
is
Hey, bro, you
Anyways,
never know.
Dodgers 6, man. I think the Rays.
all right. Are
I
we
think
not
they'll
gonna
against
talk
that.
about it? Are we just ending it here?
no, we're not.
Can we
No,
just
dude.
talk? Can we just finish it up and say why Dodgers? Wait, can we talk about the Rays' depth? Because the
Yeah,
Rays
man,
are they
come on.
are they even deep or what?
They're very deep with pitching. But
Why are they so?
they're-
How
they're-
deep are they?
very deep.
Like,
We
why
don't
do you
have to.
To be
Yeah,
honest,
fact
the
question.
Rays are a team I just can't decipher. Like I
Rays
just
are
don't
a team
understand.
of good, not great, and it's very
I
hard.
don't
to, like,
understand them.
I
They're so
think
extremely
they're
hard to
very
predict on that,
analytics
yeah.
based, and they have a lot of deep like
They're
you
a
have
weird team.
you have teams with like superstars at the top, and then you have guys that are bad at the bottom of the roster. But the Rays just have guys that are like good all over the roster, and that's why they can play well. Even if you don't know anybody's name on the team.
Yeah, if they.
I mean,
yeah, especially in their hitting, like their hitting, they have no superstars.
Yeah.
Not a one. And
They have.
What do you
yes,
mean? They got Mariners legend Mike Zanino.
And then
Ah,
they
bro.
have first base legend G-Man Choi.
They have
And this guy.
They got
owns-
Yandy
this guy
Diaz.
owns
Look.
Flanders' wife.
Randy
Their former wife.
Arozarena was a nobody, and he's already like their most recognized player. So that's pretty.
Yeah, he's
good,
getting a
says
big
a lot.
contract.
or they'll just sell them off for
Yeah,
more
probably.
profit.
And they also got Renfro
Someone
and the
pitching.
slapdick prospect.
Yeah, slapdick.
Also, another thing, the
Or-
Rays and they played in Petco. They kind of won because of home runs. So that's not gonna
Yeah.
fly.
And wait, wasn't Hunter Renfro in the lineup?
Yeah, Hunter Renfroe
You should be
was-
familiar
he
with
plays-
that.
Yeah, he's a,
Yeah, but he had a 5.56 OPS, so he sucked.
Oof.
Dude, he's been bad. And then Kevin Kiermaier's been pretty shit.
I mean, he's always bad with
Um,
the bat. Just
At least
He's
there's
bad with
Mariners
the
legend
bat.
Mike Zanino.
I mean, his defense is fantastic. Zunino only hits home when he can hit. G-Man Choi, he just eats the ball. And
G-Man Troy.
Randy Arozarena.
That's
Randy.
mean.
That's what. That's not
That's
mean.
mean.
Randy Arozarena, he's the best. He's like a 9-man man. You know what I'm saying?
He's like a
He's
one-man
carry-
army.
He just hits home
you
runs
get
and
you get
singles.
5, you get 3 on, you get Randy. Give him the home run. You don't even try.
Or just don't.
If he's
don't
hot,
throw
which
a
I don't think
fastball.
he'll be hot.
I think you just give him
whoever
4 breaking balls and then you have to.
By the way, I love Joey Wendell.
Joey Wendell seems cool.
He
Joey
was
Wendell
his defense was pretty interesting. I liked it. I like his play.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Anyways, y'all, I enjoyed having the chat with you. You guys were a lot of fun. I hope the Dodgers can make it, but if the Rays get it, I would love that too because they're so underrated. Yeah, Dodgers in 6, baby.
Alright,
See
peace.
y'all.
It was nice having you.
Nice talking with
Yeah.
you guys. Go Dodgers.
Bye-bye, Big
Sorry
G.
about that, Braves. 3-1, baby.
Na 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 na.
Okay,
na.
back to
And now he's gone.
World Series.
So let's get back to the Worlds here. Does anyone have anything to comment on the Rays?
I have one thing.
Anything
to
more?
say.
That their stadium looks like a circus.
Tropicana is pretty bad. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
worse than Globe Life
Circus
Field.
Tan, their manager's the lead clown.
Globe Life
Their
Field's
manag-
pretty damn bad.
I still
No, if
like
you want a
Kevin
bad
Cash. I
field,
get the whole,
U.S.
thing in the
Cellular is
Yankees.
pretty bad.
Oh, okay, wait, I want to say one more thing about
Guaranteed
the Rays.
shit.
I think
Yep,
people have
guaranteed
this
shit stadium.
misconception that the Rays pitching is better than the Dodgers, but like the Dodgers had the second best bullpen ERA in the league, only behind the Athletics. Okay,
Mm.
and then the rotation is obviously also better than the Rays. The offense, we don't have to go there. The Dodgers are just better at every position, pretty much. So I don't think.
So it's
people-
just a foregone conclusion. We just shouldn't
Yeah.
play it.
no. I'm
that's
not.
what's
I'm not
happening.
saying that. I'm just saying people are saying like.
It's kind of like the
Rays-
Yeah,
2000.
no, the Dodgers are better at everything, so we just shouldn't play the series.
Well, I mean, it's true, but that's also
we
not
shouldn't
how,
talk about
that's not
it.
how baseball
Let's
works.
just- we got our predictions out. We should just end it there.
I mean,
Just
I,
let the Dodgers win.
Rays
Yeah, it's gotta win.
in
for Kobe, right?
But whatever. I feel like it's kind of the same scenario as the 2008 Rays. No one expected them to get this far, and judging by past performance, they've been. Let's be real. The rebrand was needed back in 2008, and
Okay, yeah. Nobody
They
liked that
actually
green
got
crap.
I thought
by going from a last place team to winning the division and making their first ever World Series appearance.
I thought
But something
everybody
tells
loved the
me
double
that this
A's.
franchise could actually win their first title. I mean,
Yeah.
No, you're wrong.
I mean,
the Dodgers
given-
have the power; they have the arms, but the Dodgers bullpen's a little bit shaky.
Given from how the past
Their
10 years
bullpen
have been
ERA is
in
the
the
best.
MLB, there's been so many new faces as champions. And as a
Yeah.
firm believer that every single team and fan deserves their chance, I feel like, Tampa could probably get it. But then again, the Dodgers also deserve it because
Yeah,
they
the
also haven't
Lightning,
won in
they
30
won a
something
cup.
years.
So this could actually
Oh wait, one more thing we haven't brought up.
be a
I-
shakeup for both sides because one will have an extra championship. The Lakers, they won the NBA championship. The Lightning, they won the Stanley Cup championship. God damn it! But honestly,
Fuck Vegas.
Hold
Anyway,
on,
go
hold on. I just want one more thing we didn't bring
Say
up.
that again.
So
Say that again.
Fuck Vegas.
fuck you too.
this is not about hockey, right, guys? This is MLB podcast, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's
And
feuding?
So yeah, as I was saying, Rays #1 prospect Wander Franco. He's on the taxi squad.
Oh, yeah.
He
Ooh.
posted.
The potential to be the first rookie to ever
Yeah.
debut in a World
in
Series
a
game.
World Series,
Actually, didn't Adalberto
yeah,
Mondesi
and the
do
first
so?
rookie to debut as a World Series winner too.
Okay, anyway, so I was saying he posted a jersey on his Instagram story with the World Series patch, but I don't think it means anything, but because everybody gets a jersey and he's on the taxi squad. But
Yeah.
do you think he has a chance to make his debut in the World Series?
I
I think
I
it'd be
think
cool.
if there's a blowout, I think there's a big possibility.
Well,
Honestly,
they can't just add him to the roster mid-game, but I feel like if there's an
Yeah.
injury, maybe I don't know. It would be
yeah,
cool to see.
I think there either has to be.
What
an
position does
injury-
Wander Franco play?
He's a shortstop.
He's
or third
he's a middle infielder, I think.
Does he?
Okay,
Don't
good.
know.
As long as Mariners legend Mike Zunino's
He
still
could
in.
definitely play third base. I mean, they have who?
Yeah, he
Joe
could play
Wendell.
third base as well. Yeah.
John, check general.
Okay.
Wander
let's see.
Franco is a shortstop. Yeah.
What else? What else? Game one matchup is Kershaw versus Glass now. How are we feeling?
The Braves are probably gonna lose that one. For real.
The Braves? They're not in the World Series.
I keep getting the Braves and the Dodgers mixed up. I'll be real.
How do you feel
Dodgers are gonna
about
lose that one.
Taco?
I think.
Which one?
Game one. I mean,
Game one. I think they're gonna
Glass-
lose because
Glass now is
Kershaw.
a fastball
Uh-huh.
pitcher, and Dodgers and fastballs.
Dodgers suck butts. Kershaw's gonna give up 20 runs. And that's it.
Kershaw. Remember?
To be
Okay,
honest.
hold on. Remember 2017 Game One of the World Series? Kershaw pitched really well. Okay, so I think he
Yeah.
can do it.
That's the one outlier.
Fair enough, I guess.
I mean, plus he's not behind in this series, so he kind of performs different based on how the series is going.
Yeah, but he's bad
Yeah,
in the postseason.
and if you actually
Okay.
look at the way the Dodgers offense performed, if you throw them a lot more fastballs, they suck. I mean, that's just the way it went in the NLCS.
Yeah, they hit. I think they hit breaking balls a lot more.
Yeah, breaking ball.
general.
So I think the Tampa Bay Rays, with their starting pitching, they have excellent fastballs. I think the Rays have a pretty good chance of at least winning that game one.
Yeah, I think it'll. Yeah, I think it'll be game one win, and then I think the Dodgers will do more after that.
Have we mentioned that Charlie Martin has actually pitched really well this postseason?
Morton has done fantastic.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
played like that mentor, like veteran role that the Rays will need in order to win this World Series.
He's
if
a free agent, isn't he,
they
after
get
this
to
year?
it.
He's,
Probably is.
oh, probably no in the race. I mean,
Who would
do
sign
that
him?
all the
'Cause,
time.
do you think he would have success?
I mean, he's
with the Rays?
36, so it makes sense. Yeah,
I do
he's a
want to
free
give
agent.
another shout out to
Oh, he has a
what's his
21
name?
vesting option.
Who's the reliever that the Rays always put that the dude absolutely just shoves every single time he's
Fairbanks?
put in?
Or Diego
who?
Castillo?
I think it's Diego Castillo. Yeah,
Castillo, their basic closer.
man, that guy is something else.
I feel like every reliever on the Rays, they have a fastball that moves from one side of the plate to the other. They have like change-ups and sliders and everything. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Okay, Charlie Morton could be a free agent if they decline his vesting option.
Isn't a vesting?
they
I
option
think
probably
Charlie
based
Morton
on-
said he'd be playing his last season with the Rays.
Well, I don't know who has this option.
Vesting option is if he meets a certain stat, like innings pitched or something.
It says with less than 30 days on the disabled list.
So I think he meets it. Yeah. So he's on the
And
team.
if
for
it
this.
says or 1,200,000 or more days.
Hold up. I can look back.
This is a somewhat confusing vesting option.
Right. Okay.
Will be Charlie Morton.
So any MVP predictions?
Ref doesn't tell me
for the
injuries.
series?
Any who?
MVP predictions for the series?
Rays. Okay, if Rosarena continues doing what he's been doing, then probably him. But it's baseball; anything could change. I'm probably going with. I think I'm going with Toucan here, Mike Zanino.
Really?
Yep, Mariners legend Mike Zunino.
Gotta be
Oh,
joking.
For the
Also-
Dodgers, however,
Sorry.
I think it's gonna be Cody. I think he's just like the meme right now that everyone
Yeah.
thinks that he's on something.
He's definitely
Um,
smoking the juice.
Yeah, so for my predictions for series MVPs, the aforementioned Mariners legend Mike Zunino for the
You
Rays.
had a Dodgers.
Oh, and for the Dodgers, shot in the dark, I'm gonna say Chris Taylor.
Crystal.
Interesting, okay.
That's
Yeah.
a very interesting prediction.
Go bold or go home, boys.
Usually it's going home. I want to just mention that Charlie Morton has not spent 30 days on the IL this year
So he's
and
already
in
this-
previous year.
Yep.
So he
Alright.
has a full $15 million option. If they decide to decline it, that'd be
Whoa.
stupid. But
I mean, this is undoubtedly Charlie Morton's last season because he's 36, right?
He's still good.
Yeah,
He's 36 and he
Eh.
pitched really
Verlander's
well.
like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he still got it. He's not losing his,
He's not
potential
losing
or
his touch
whatnot.
at all.
But
Yeah.
I think he's kind of a man of his word because he even said that this would be like his last time like playing too. Like this will be his last contract.
Did he really say that?
From what I heard, yeah.
If he said his last contract, that still means has a option, so he'd play in 2021.
Yeah, he probably have a club option or something.
The vesting option. I don't know who has the option.
The vesting option is if he meets it, he gets to stay on the contract for another year, so he's on the team for next year.
It's specifically, the vesting option very obviously said that his money goes down the more he's on the IL, which makes sense for an older pitcher. But he hasn't been on the IL, so he has full control. But it doesn't say who would pick it up.
Okay, so what about Taco? What's your MVP predictions?
If I throw really well and I feel really good, it's going to be a tough decision. The two-time All-Star said, struggling through a poor season or enduring notable injuries, it seems, would hasten the 36-year-old's desire to walk away from the game. So it's a toss-up because he's pitching well. Anyway, go ahead, Taco.
I got Justin Turner. I think he's gonna have a monster.
JT?
Turner.
I like that prediction.
I think he's gonna have a monster series.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so.
What about Alex? What you got?
If the Dodgers win the World Series, I think depends. It could go to like Cody Bellinger. It could go to Corey Seager again. That'd be cool. But I think it could probably go to Max Muncy.
Ooh,
That's a bad prediction. Okay, that was bad. You're off the podcast forever.
Muncy.
Max
Sure.
Muncy.
By the
Yeah,
way,
he has some key at bats during the NLCS, especially like Game 5 when he drew that walk, and that led up to Will Smith.
The walks don't win.
So yeah, he's a pretty disciplined hitter.
walks
So he
don't
doesn't
win
really
MVPs,
chase. So he can have some key at bats during the World Series.
Leo Urias looks like a nerd.
That's
He's
okay.
just like got these nerd glasses.
My before the NLCS, I said I had Corey Seager or Clayton Kershaw as MVPs of the series, or I had them as co-MVPs. This one, I'm gonna say the same thing. If the Dodgers win, I'm gonna say Corey Seager for MVP, and if the Rays win, I'm gonna go with Blake Snell.
Snell, the guy who had a bad game in the CS.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. It's the playoffs. You know how it is.
Guess so. I would like to. Yeah, I'll say Morton. I think at Morton, Rays MVP. I like that. He's not specifically rested, but if he starts 2 games and gives 2 really good games, then I think I could see it. And then, who the hell do the Dodgers even have? Do they like have players? I think I'm just gonna go with Tacos because I really liked it. Justin Turner. I think that man is good as hell.
Not
gonna
a
have a great
single
series.
Mookie.
Do real good defense. Dude, Mookie's been playing like shit. And it's hard to vote Mookie
What?
when he has a 6.95 OPS in the CS,
Yeah, he wasn't that great in 2018 either, but
So if Corey Seager doesn't do good this World Series, we'll trade you guys Lindor for Seager and Taylor. How about
it's
that?
not happening.
Oh, Seager and Taylor?
Yeah.
You think Seager's worth much more than
Dude, I had
Lindor?
so many Dodgers fans up in my shit last offseason, like, please, give us Lindor, we'll give you Seager and like an outfielder. And I'm like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
like
really want
since this season, Lindor is more of a defensive player than an offensive player, and I actually kind of want the best of both worlds now.
Yeah, people are gonna be crying. Oh, please don't take Corey
It's
Seager
like,
when you wanted it just a
But
year
no matter
ago.
what happens, they
Would
should
you
extend
like-
Corey.
Would you like a generational talent for another generational talent?
Yeah, go ahead,
And
bro.
Chris Taylor. Sure, I'll take it off your hands.
Are we gonna wrap up here, or
Hero's getting cranky.
I'm not?
You're
I'm
not.
perfectly
We're not
fine.
allowed to go past this bedtime.
We're on air for an hour, 15 minutes.
Imagine having a
right
bed.
Hour and 15 is nothing.
now. I know, but
We've
it's-
done over 2 hours before.
Okay, what? Are we
Yeah,
gonna
I think this has been 2 hours actually.
No, it's only been an hour 15.
I mean,
Bullshit.
if you got anything to
Wait,
talk about,
serious?
We
Oh, I'm
we
fucking
started
high.
after 10, bro.
I am fucking high. I'm sorry.
I bet you are.
okay, well, if you got any
Um,
topics, bring it up.
I don't think I have much else to say.
So-
I'm gonna be a lot more interested to speak about some of the stuff that we said here in the off season. But as it stands, postseason, World Series, it's gonna be another interesting one.
Final score
Uh,
for the series clinching game.
7-19.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't really care.
I'm gonna go with 4-3. Honestly.
The
Dodgers went
same
on a
that
walk-off.
the NLCS did. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else care about that at all? All right, sounds good. So we're gonna end it off here. Toucan's already left. This was Falco. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. We hope you enjoyed the World Series, and I hope you meet us back here for,
We'll be here in
the
the
one
off-season.
after that.
Yep.
Yeah, and the start of the off-season
Off-season
podcast, where it's going to
predictions.
be undoubtedly going to be a bunch of bickering. So
I think
yeah,
we should probably
we'll
size
we'll
the
see you
next
there.
Podcast.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time.
It
We'll see you
is.
there, and we're all signing off.
Yep.
See you.
Bowers to the Angels. Have a good day.
Bye. The Cardinals suck.
Good thing I stopped.
Cardinals suck.
Ooh.